welcome back to another video. This really popped when I saw it. That to me is a monster increase. Again, this book got hot. This book is ready to go higher. So let's jump right into it. We are back today with another statue review from Diamond Select Toys. Without further ado, let's get into the review. What is good, YouTube? This is your host Lawrence over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles, and thank you for joining me for another video here on the channel. I had a few comments recently asking me to do a new updated room tour, so that's what this video here is today. I feel like I'm always changing stuff around in this room, so I figured why not show you guys what I've been up to. But before we get started in this video, like always guys, I want to remind you, if you are not a current subscriber of the channel, do me a favor, go ahead, click that sub button for me. You guys know once we hit 5,000 subs, and we're almost there, I'm giving away an Iron Man 1. I also want you guys to smash that like button, get this video out there to everyone in the community, and check out all the new merch I have for sale. These are wave 1 of these t-shirts. They're going to be ending probably the end of May, so if you haven't picked up your t-shirts, click the links below, because wave 2 is coming soon. Without further ado, let's check out where the magic happens. The first thing we're going to take a look at today is, of course, my arcade games that are in this room. I actually have a total of 5, but here are the first 3 that are on this side of the wall. We're going to start with the Punch-Out one, because I actually built this one myself through a kit I got from a company I do not remember. Regardless, guys, this thing is fucking awesome. It's one of my favorite arcades in this room. Now, I was a huge Punch-Out fan growing up, and of course, making my own Punch-Out cabinet was something I always wanted to do. So as you can see, the control board, the control deck actually has a joystick, 4 buttons, a roller ball, and I actually have my own Punch-Out knockout button that I bought from another company, installed it in this thing, and it actually came out great. One of the better jobs I think I did on my custom arcade cabinets. As you guys can see, there's some lights and stuff like that, a coin door, definitely one of my favorites. Plays all stand-up vertical arcade games. So the next we're going to take a look at is another custom arcade cabinet. You guys know my dog passed away earlier last year, and I did this just to kind of remember him. I did it before he passed away, but this arcade is dedicated to him. I call it Boney's Arcade because that was his name. Of course, you can see a picture of him there. As we slide down, you'll see all the classics from the Nintendo series like Mario, Metroid, Link, Donkey Kong, of course my dog right in the middle of it. But either way, there's just something for me that I wanted to do for him, that because I love arcade games, I actually think it came out phenomenal. But it plays all vertical games that you guys can think of. It even has PlayStation games, believe it or not. And the last arcade cabinet on this side is, of course, my Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition. This is Big Blue that I got from Arcade 1UP. It is a stock machine, so if you guys, I'm sure, have seen it out there, you will be familiar with it. It is an online cabinet as well if you guys are interested. Not sure if you can still get these things, but definitely a fun one if you like Street Fighter. Now on the other side of the room are my last 2 arcade machines that are in this room. Of course, we have Terminator 2 Judgment Day, a fun one I used to play all the time when I was a kid. This one, Arcade 1UP, I think they dropped the ball on it because it gets kind of like ridiculous playing the same thing over and over and over. There's no other games on this machine, unfortunately, but had to have it. It looks awesome. I actually installed a custom coin door on it that lights up, but other than that, fun game. Just gets a little tiresome sometimes playing the same thing over and over. And of course, the last one is Ridge Racer. Definitely had to add a racing game into this room. I do enjoy my arcades, like you guys know. I definitely have some arcade content on the channel if you guys want to check out, especially when I built the Punch-Out cabinet and my other cabinet. Definitely check them out because they are worth watching if you're into arcades. Now, right above the arcades are 2 original art prints I had done by a buddy of mine from Instagram. He is a phenomenal artist. Unfortunately, he does not do this kind of artwork anymore, but I want to give a shout out to him because if he ever starts doing this again, I definitely want more. These are actually reproductions, original art from Amazing Spider-Man number 129 and of course Hulk number 1. I would have loved him to do an Amazing Spider-Man 39, but he actually retired before I can get him to do it. But just awesome pieces. When I saw the kind of artwork and the effort that he put into these things, I had to grab them. And like I said, they are original art and they are just awesome. Of course, scattered around the room, you see some minor statues, little ones, big ones, everywhere. So just keep an eye out. This room is rather small, so as we go across the room, just kind of take your time. I'm going to go slow and kind of look at everything in here. As you can see, straight above the arcade cabinets is my raw wall. Now, I've done videos before about the roll wall, how I constructed this thing. I'm not going to go into it here, but for roll books, it's actually great because these shelves are slanted, and you want to keep them slanted because if they are straight, they're going to bend the books. But having them slanted a little bit keeps them from bending. And as you can see, most of these are my raw keys, my Amazing Spider-Man keys that I keep raw that kind of know, you know, they're never going to go anywhere ever in my collection. And of course, you see some other books as well. There's my Batman number 121. A few other Amazing Spider-Man keys, and that is it. No comic room would be complete without a Detolf shelf, right guys? So I'm housing some of my bigger books like my AF-15 signed by Stan Lee, my Incredible Hulk number 1 signed by Stan Lee, and of course, many of you out there are close to me know I coach football, so a buddy of mine, his son is one of my offensive linemen, coach the offensive and defensive line. They gave me a great picture of my quarterback being protected by 2 of my guys, so I have that in here along with the helmet that I was giving last year. And then I have an empty space at the bottom where my Journey into Mystery 83 used to go, but I don't have that book anymore, so I got to figure out what I'm going to put there. Do me a favor, drop me in the comments down below. What should I put next to that Thor statue, or maybe put something entirely different? Either way, let me know. Now, as we head up, I'm going to show you my Masters of the Universe Origins collection, and right now, it's kind of all over the place, all over the room. You can see some of the deluxe figures right there. You know, King Hiss, Thunder Punch He-Man, Koldar. As we work our way around, you can see my newest edition, Ratlore, Buzzsaw Hordak, Clamp-Champ, and we'll keep going, and you'll see all the original Masters of the Universe Origins line right here above kind of my workstation, my desk, and everything. You can kind of see everything and all the figures that I have. I have the entire line from the original 80s series for the Origins, meaning I don't have some of the newer figures that really weren't related to the original line. You never saw them in a TV show. You never saw them come out, you know, be launched from the original line. Regardless, you guys know I love He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, so I started collecting these things because if you want to collect the original figures from back in the 80s, still mint on card, they are absolutely ridiculous, very high priced. Thought this would be a lot easier for me to kind of remember what I had when I was a kid. Now here is a little bit of a wide shot of kind of where I make my videos. You can see my big screen, my microphone, and everything that houses all the videos. I sit in a desk most of the time when I'm doing the videos, but I'm trying to try new things, do other things, make it more visually appealing when I do videos. So you'll see more stuff like this from me going forward. Whether the content is good or not, like the visual aspect of it remains to be seen because I'm still rather new at trying to get a professional look to my videos. But I'm trying my best here, so you guys let me know. Am I doing a good job? Am I not? Any comments would be appreciated. Of course, smash that like button. If you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button as well because we're trying to grow this channel as fast as we can. So as you scroll across the other side of the room, you can see this is my newest addition to this room. When I tell you this room is small, it is really tiny. So for me to fit this thing in here, I had to do some maneuvering. But it houses some of my most favorite statues and books in my collection. Now, I built this thing. Everything I got was from IKEA. Easy to assemble. Installed some pre-lit lighting in this thing, and it absolutely looks beautiful. We're going to go ahead and take a closer look at each cabinet. Everything is glass. You can see my Amazing Spider-Man 3, a raw copy, along the newest Diamond Select Toys Doc Ock statue. You guys know I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, and Doc Ock is definitely one of my favorite Spider-Man villains, so I had to give him his own section, at least for now, in this case. Now, the next thing you probably haven't seen me show you guys before is I have an original Masters of the Universe collection. All the figures that I have here are loose and complete in here. Kind of tough to see with the glare, but I know if I open this thing, it's gonna come crashing down. No, actually, we got it. There we go. Check that out. So, like I said, every Masters of the Universe original line figure, loose and complete. I'm still missing a few from the later part of the line, but for the most part, I have all of them. It took me a while to find these things complete. I wanted them in decent condition, so some of them can get quite expensive if you're trying to do this, but I was fortunate to go on eBay. Not a lot of people are looking for these things loose, and if they are, they're trying to buy big lots, so I was able to snag a lot of these from complete lots and save a ton of money. As we work our way down, you can kind of see my Superman statue along with my Superman number 1 housed in its own case. I absolutely love this thing. I love the way it looks, and I definitely love the black backgrounds of this display case. I will say I used to have white displays way back when I first got back into collecting. I thought it left a little bit something to be desired, so when I saw black displays, I thought it looked great. It looks a little classy, and I saw other people out there on Instagram and stuff that were doing this, so I said, why not? I think it looks great. we'll scroll to the left and you'll see not one, but two Batman #1s, man. I got to tell you. So let me give you a little bit of an explanation. You guys know about my Batman 1, the 6.0 CBCS that I got from another collector on Instagram. And I do have a Batman 1, a 0.5, a qualified label that is actually an investment with me and a fellow family member. So I do not own this book completely, but I do own it with a family member. So we're actually going to hang on to this book together. We decided to make an investment considering right now the markets are not really going anywhere. Hold on to this book for the long term and kind of see what happens. If you guys heard me speak about this book, it was actually on a Comic Link auction, and we thought maybe we can get this switched to a blue label considering it's only qualified because of the married front cover. But after speaking with someone at CGC, they told me they didn't want to mess around and change it over to a blue label. It wouldn't be possible, so we're going to keep it like is right now. You never know, maybe we'll send it to CBCS at one point, maybe crack it out raw. Who the hell knows? Now, as we work our way down, I actually don't know exactly what I'm doing with the bottom part of this cabinet. Right now, it's holding my Amazing Spider-Man #129 in a 6.0 and my Iron Man statue. Now, that Iron Man statue is from Kotobukiya. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but either way, I may actually give that away in a future 5,000 or 6,000 sub video. So we'll see. You never know. So make sure you sub to the channel, guys, all right? And as we scroll to the last spot, of course, is my awesome Venom and Spider-Man diorama maquette. This thing I absolutely love. I actually purchased this from Gemmin himself. So he was selling a couple of statues, and I decided to go ahead and buy this thing. One of my favorite Spider-Man and Venom statues there are right now. I think it's a sideshow piece as well, so I actually enjoy sideshow statues more than any other statue. But in a statue game, if you like them, do yourself a favor, drop me comments down below. Which statues do you like? Do you prefer a certain company? I'd love to hear what you guys think. So above the case is actually a Sideshow Hulk statue I purchased secondhand off of eBay. And this thing is absolutely freaking phenomenal. The size of this thing, I actually purchased it to go into the bottom cabinet, but it wouldn't fit. It's too massive. I actually have some lights underneath this thing to kind of make it stand out a little bit more, but it's just freaking awesome. You guys know I'm a big Hulk fan, so having a Hulk statue, definitely a prominent piece in my statue collection. And as we scroll across, you'll see some more of my Spider-Man retro figures. Right now, these are here, but I have a feeling they're going to go somewhere else as soon as I sell some more slabs that are on my slab wall. But there's a few of those there. And behind that there right now is actually original art by Neil Adams himself. One of my favorite pieces in my original art collection. This was actually drawn by Neil Adams and actually inked by his daughter, believe it or not. So I'm super happy to add that. I got that from Elite Comics 11 at one point when Neil was doing a lot of their shows and selling us some of his original art. Definitely worth it for the pickup now that Neil unfortunately is no longer with us. And of course, the last part of this room is my slab wall, which is now housing some of my retro figures as well. As you can see, as we go up there, we have the Rhino, Scorpion, and so on and so forth, Kingpin. And I actually ended up putting this Mighty Comics and Collectibles logo behind me as well with a classic He-Man and Skeletor on Battle Cat and Panther. And of course, underneath are the rest of my slabs that I have on my collection. Some of these will be for sale on a future selling event. I know I've been trying to get on YouTube, trying to get you guys a date where we could do an online live claim sale before my show in June of this year. So hopefully we can do that. But if you see anything you like, some of them are for sale, some of them are not, but drop me comments down below if you guys are interested. That's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. Again, you kind of get like a sneak peek of my entire collection in this little tiny room. But as collectors, we're always moving stuff in. We're always moving stuff out. And hell, I'm moving stuff around in this room all the freaking time. With that said, remember what I said. Hit that subscribe button for me. Smash that like button and check out these awesome t-shirts. They're not going to be around forever. With that said, it's Lawrence over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles saying thank you for watching. And I'll talk to you guys soon.